Good evening, everybody. I am R the Silent, and welcome back to the Astral Academy, where I teach esoteric knowledge in perhaps a form that certain people can understand it better, or perhaps just getting the information out there will be beneficial to somebody someday, at some point in time. So specifically, we're working with this week in terms of protection. We're talking about protection using familiar spirits. Now, first of all, familiar spirits aren't always spirits in the sense of non-physical form, but they are, and can be also physical entities or physical expressions of their internal spirit, as in they can be cats, dogs, pigs. They can be animals that come to us and would love to aid us in our magical arts or skills. So they're sitting around your rituals all the time. They're always like touching your leg or touching your arm when you're trying to do ritual. And I'm not entirely sure because they don't speak cat. But my cat does nudge up against my hand all the time as I am doing specific rituals. So let's talk about familiar spirits just for a minute, right? So, what and how, right? And I'm going to make a separate chapter in regards to familiar spirits, which spirits you can go to get them, and how they are attained for a lot of people. So, it's already doing the thing. Okay. So, in terms of protection, right? So, let's see here. Familiar spirits, they are just an encapsulation of energy from another god or goddess or spirit, right? So they're just a piece of that specific energy that takes form in whatever animal is suitable to the moment, right? And they give it to you. Now, as I will say in the future, that familiar spirits are most effective when you first get them, and then tend to decline in power the longer you have them. It's still not a bad practice to use familiars for protection, and to go to spirits specifically that offer protection in the first place would be the best places to get a familiar in which one of its powers would be to protect you, right? So, people with clairsentience will, again, and I feel like I prize clairsentience in my videos a lot, because there's so much more to clairsentience and the ability to clearly feel than most people even recognize on a daily basis. Like, for example, feeling energy in the air, feeling the pressure of the sea of energy that we live in, being connected, feeling connected to the oneness of the universe. And that is something that's hard to describe in words, but it is absolutely something that is completely and totally immersive. So, people like this, you will feel the familiar's energy, you will feel the protection that the familiar is giving you in terms of wanting to protect your auric. That is not a person, hold on. Your auric, maybe a dress, right? Yeah. Your auric personality. Or perhaps you could ask them to protect you based upon the specific... Oh no, let's generalize it. That way I don't give away too much information, right? So you could ask them to protect you in terms of a specific person that's stealing energy from you. And I'm debating on making it another chapter devoted to just psychic vampirism and all the things that you can do to protect yourself. But that's for another day, I guess. So you can ask the familiar sorry, I'm obviously recovering from a citywide sickness that is not COVID related as far as I'm concerned, because I get checked. I work in the health field as well as customer service and also driving around. I work, that last one, those last two are kind of connected, but I do work in a lot of fields, so dreams are not going to fund themselves, I suppose. Anything or other, back to the topic at hand. Yes, I can be quite weird, but the point is that clairsentient people will feel the energy that is given to them from the familiar spirit. You'll feel it cover your aura, or perhaps you'll feel the beam of energy to you in which the spirit is doing what was asked of it. And in this particular situation, gratitude and feeling gratitude would be the best option in terms of food. Now we can talk about more advanced level food and my experiences with familiars at a different time, but we're moving on to claircognizant people. You may just know that the familiar spirit is around, or that you are getting the protection that you asked for, and just having that in your mind and not doubting it is one of the better parts of creating magic successfully, right? And what is magic? Altering the reality, the physical reality in front of us by doing specific rituals. And this practice is hundreds and hundreds of years old, right? Since the dawn of time in the Sumerian civilizations, they used to do certain kinds of witchcraft. They had advanced knowledge of astronomy as well as botanical healing substances. So there's that. And sometimes that's all you really need, is to just have that knowing that something is happening, and you just leave it at that. Boom, problem taken care of, right? Effective, very effective. I'm gonna sneeze sometime soon, so just be wary, I guess. All right, clairvoyant people, when dealing with a familiar for protection, you may see the spirit, or you may see what it is doing to you. You may have dreams that it is giving you what you asked for, right? And it comes to you in clear vision or in clear sight, which is the name of it. And that is also very helpful in itself. Some people are very visual when they want to see things. So it is a very useful skill. These are all useful and valid skills in their own right, and they all worked perfectly, whether in synchronicity or apart from each other individually. So we're moving on to clairaudience. People think, excuse me, not everybody, but people that don't understand things fear them, and when they fear them, they lash out. And what I'm about to say about clairaudience and working with protection magic in this specific instance may sound a little crazy, but I know for a fact that there is a world within our world, and it connects us all. And there's nothing more magical than feeling at peace sometimes. Anyways, back to the point, right? So the point is that clairaudient people, when dealing again with familiars, in terms of protection, you will hear them talk to you in your mind, and everybody, all of the clair signs will get a clear indication of the name of their spirit, right? It'll just pop into your mind. But in this instance, they will hear the spirit telling it. I mean, if you're an it, or he, or she, or I try not to butcher this, non-binary, gender-specific people, anybody, humans, right? It will tell the human, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm not going to do, I can't do that, and the communication there is pretty clear, unless you're still working on it. Now everybody with these abilities, everybody has these abilities, excuse me. Some are more in tune with us than others, but people have these abilities and can work on them and excel them. Now, altering your throat chakra and your third eye chakra will be life-changing, and not a lot of people are ready for that kind of change. I'm not. I've experienced it, and I'm not saying it's a bad experience. I just wasn't ready for it. So, they will hear it in their mind that they are giving them the protection that they seek in specific situations, dealing with people, right, or having an aura of protection, as I had stated previously. So, I believe that's about it in its own chapter. I know a lot of people are very concerned about familiars and how you can get one, right? We'll discuss that later. I want to get through the basics, fundamental pillars of magical practice, and we can get to the heavier stuff and my experiences with a lot of the heavier magics in the future. So, if you enjoyed this video or information from this video, just smash that like button and hit the subscribe button. You'd be doing me a huge favor, and my future self will thank you. So, I hope you guys have I'm like trying to reach for the button, like boop boop. Hope you guys have a great night and a blessed morning. So, oh, homework. There's no homework for this week. And alright then. Have a great night. Bye.